So guys, welcome back, Moose 73. Yeah, I'm just down here, excuse me 1 minute. I'm just down here, just cutting some wood really. It's Friday, it's raining. I've been out with a dog, the time is near 10 past 12. I was out with a dog earlier on this morning, before it started chucking down the rain. And yeah, it's that time again. Wildlife facts, Friday facts. A couple of people have been buzzing for this bit of footage. I was buzzing to get it myself, so here we go. We're talking European beaver. Now, quite a lot of people know the European beaver before the frontiersmen and the hunters of such fine pelts, fur, hides, whatever you'd like to call them, buckskins and all the rest of it. Before it all got out of control and everyone started going to America, North America, into Canada and so, we had plenty of beavers across Northern Europe. Now, I don't know, some of you will know, obviously, some of you won't know about this. Now, the beaver fur, the pelt, was on major demand. This pelt, it's like many animals, like mink. It's like obviously otters and animals like these sort of mammals, because what they have is they have two types of hair on their fur. They have the inner hairs, and then they have the outer hairs. Now, if you've got a polecat, ferret, anything like that, if you look close to him in the light, you'll see he has a certain amount of hairs all over him that stands up higher than the rest. These are the guard hairs. Now, the hairs underneath, that's the hair that was most wanted off of the beaver. See, this hair, it made the stiffest felt. And once they established the knowledge of knowing this, once they got this knowledge, people, it was all about wealth. The higher your hat, your top hat, higher your hat, the more money, the more money. So they went crazy across Europe. It was a fashion, basically it was a fashion. Fashion's done a lot of destruction over the years, not as much as other stuff, but yeah, fashion for pelts, forks, everything, you know the score. Mink's still slaughtered, isn't it? Mink's farmed now. But like, yeah, we have mink running around in the UK, but let me get back to out here on mainland Europe, especially here Germany. Now, after they exterminated, virtually destroyed all of the Eurasian beaver, they set sail. The frontiersmen, they started getting into beaver, hunting, trapping, shooting, whichever way they could get them. It was all about the money. They'd ship them into the UK ship them over to here. Friday fact is, guys, right? The main fact is, the beaver's back here in Germany. Now, I knew he was down in Bayern, what would we call it, us English people, Munich. I knew he was down there on the Bayerischer Alpine, right? He's down on the Alps. I'd heard rumours that they was up here in Hessen. I'd heard rumours, people talking, oh yeah, we've got beaver, blah, 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 blah. Especially coming from my woman. She'd been out with her brother, her two brothers and the sister-in-law, laws I should say. I think the two females were with them and all. They was out on a hike. Sabrina come home, bringing me evidence on photos of all the way the trees were chewed round the bottom. And I was still, you know, yeah, it's beaver, 100% it's beaver. But I wanted to know, how established are they back here in Deutschland? The footage will show you they're very established, because what I've actually caught on footage is, it's probably about a yearling. It's probably from last year or so. He's swimming along on the river. On the river where I feed the carp 5 days a week on on my way to work in the early morning. Is that I couldn't believe it. It's a beaver. I've got the footage. A few of my mates have known, especially if you're on my Instagram, the Moocher73. If you're on there, you've obviously seen the picture. You've seen it. I tagged what's his name? Big shout out to my man over there, Mr. Outdoors himself. Bone outside, right? My man Bone, beer buddy, you know Bone, you know. Too many people were critical, mate, always criticising. They shouldn't be like that to people like me, especially not like you. You drink more than me. But yeah, Bone's been after seeing this video footage, my mate Tim. Chris obviously goes to the woods, he's never seen one out here. My actual boss at my firm, he's never seen one out here. They know they've got them over where they live. My boss does over the other side of the wood, over that way, over the other side of the woodland, by Izzy, over Hungen, on the river that runs through there. But not many people get a chance to catch video footage of them. Now, I found out, not far from where I work, they're on like a, I don't even call it a river, it's like a ditch, a wide ditch to me, you know. It's like a wide ditch to me, but like, they're there. I've seen, I've been there with the dog. I've seen the trees and lawn. I've seen the dam built and everything. But I ain't never seen the beaver. So, when was it? Beginning of this year, early in the mornings, must have been, I don't know, February, end of February coming into March. I'm doing my usual, I'm riding through the Arnsberg. I get to the Outback Bridge, I check my time, I'm like, I know there's nobody gonna be there. So I'm not gonna keep riding on to work. I'm gonna stop, I'll have a cigarette. Now it's a main place where I stop for a cigarette on the way in the morning, I do like to stop there. And I see something out on the water, but bearing in mind that time of the year, it's very dark when I'm going through to work. Usually I get there between about 6:05, 6:15, something between there, you know. So as I'm sitting there having my cigarette, I'm sitting on the wall, leaning on the post there of the Humpback Bridge. A lot of you guys know exactly where I mean. You've seen the footage of the cart there, you've seen photos on my Instagram account. You know, I'm sitting there, I'm smoking my cigarette, and I heard a rather large splash. Didn't think nothing of it, just looked over, you know, it's dark, you can't see very far. I see something come up in the water. So I'm watching it, I'm smoking my cigarette. I thought to myself, because then obviously I couldn't see the length of its back or nothing. I could just see his noggin, I could just see his head. I'm going like this, like it's a monster. It was like so. So I think to myself, oh wow. It's a giant water vole. Disappeared again under the water. I didn't see no ripples afterwards. It was just a little bop. It was gone. Seen it a couple of times under the other side of the bridge. That time of year. Thought myself, yeah, it's definitely a good population of water voles working along this river. It's if you're from Germany and you know anything about right where I live, the river, the Fluss, whichever way you want to call it, Deutschers, yeah. It's on the Wetter. Yep, it's on the river that comes down off the Wetterau, right? It comes right through the Arnsberg. There, I was there a few weeks back, going to work. This was funny enough, this was before I even had that as my old case again, I had that straight down to COVID. I'm sitting there, just stopped on my bike and I'm sitting on my bike, trying to take my rucksack off. And I could see some big barrel, you know, the water. And I'm thinking to myself, that must be a huge carp. But the water's only so deep. I know it's deeper out, further down the river. I know it's deeper. But I think to myself, he's going to come up this river towards this bridge. He's going to run himself into some trouble. Because I was thinking, that's a big bowel move, you know, the water breaking. And I'm thinking, there's a big carp coming up here. Or a pike, Hecht, or a Karpfen, Deutsches, right? So I get off my bike, I kicks a stand on it. I reach for a cigarette first, because I'm like, what's this gonna be? Calm my nerves, you know? I reach for the cigarette, I put the cigarette in my mouth, I didn't even fire it up. Here comes the footage, let's just say, right? The back, it was so amazing to see one. Now I know when the weather's starting to darken up over the next month or early in the morning, so I won't be seeing much on the river. But when I see that darkness, and I see the bow of the water moving like so, I know it's still there. So yeah, here comes the video, guys. Mooch73. Thanks. Like the hit button, hit the subscribe button. Thanks a lot. I'm going to get back to chopping my wood now. Obviously after I've uploaded this. And yeah, I should be out tomorrow with Chris. Goes to the Woods. Careless Craft Chris. We should be out tomorrow. I got the dog. The woman's away, the missus is away, she's over in Texas visiting her sister. And I've took this week off and I've stayed at home with the dog. Next week I'm back in. And then the weekend after, Sabina will be on. But we're gonna see, we've got a couple of places where to try and put up a tent. See, I've already got one of them for a 2-man tent. I've only got a Highland Blackthorn 2. Now, it ain't very waterproof. And the way this weather's been going on, this is set all day, all night. The way this weather's going on, if I go out with Chris, I'm going to need to stick a tarp up over the top of this tent by the seams of things. Because apparently these tents are cheap. They're a budget. But they're so cheap that, like, the fiberglass poles in them, they ain't built for going to plot up on the mountains or anywhere like that. They're not for that. These are more like for in your garden. But yeah, I'm gone. Bing bong, I'm gone. Squeeze you later. Mooch73. Love ya, leave ya. Like, subscribe, hit the button, hit the bell. Bing bong, I'm out. I don't know what he is. There. Beaver. There you go, guys. Look at that. Try not to disturb him. Beaver. How about that, people? Can I still see him? Nah, too much cover there, look. There you go. Just a quick glimpse. Well, I thought it was a big vole when I see him off in the distance up there before. Now I know what he is. So Justin Bieber. Little fact for you. Beaver in German is Bieber. There you go, there's your Friday fact. Friday fact. That's what you wanted back, didn't you, Tim? Well, here's a quick one for you. You know where I am, you know what river I'm on. I ain't feeding the carp today. Water's only just cleared out yesterday. It was risen, obviously, with that rain we had. It was really, really murky here, so I wasn't feeding them. But next week, I'll be back at it. Feeding the carp. Nice to see a beaver. I know they're about. I've seen lots of signs of them, but I've never seen one. And even to get to film it up like that, as close as that, as I could get there with a mobile phone, pretty wicked. Bing bong, I'm gone. Moose 73, I'm out. Friday fact. The term beaver, the name beaver, is actually Biber in German. How's that for you, Justin?